everyone knows that I'm not some MAGA chick, but I am a commoner. And everywhere I go in real life with the common people, I'm asking Trump voters I know how much they care about Epstein. And one quote really stood out to me. This person said, people who talk for a living are overestimating how much people who don't talk for a living care about this. Now, I have one addendum. It's not just people who talk for a living. It's people who talk for a living in between flying on private jets. They care about this the most because talking about it is how they got their private jet in the first place. If you guys help me get a private jet, I will complain about Epstein all day long. But truthfully, I do know this is important to young voters, all jokes aside, especially a lot of people who are independents and voted for Trump and people who are first-time voters, young people. They feel very passionately about a lot of the Epstein stuff and his connections. And I'm not going to get in the weeds. It's too much. I know people feel like the deep state is undermining pretty much all of democracy. And my friend Dan Holloway was pushing back against me tweeting about this week. And he made a good point, saying flexing against the state from time to time is an important part of the process of maintaining liberty. It's like nuclear fusion and gravity holding a star together. When it gets out of sorts, things tend to go poorly. When the state thinks they can get away with everything, things get very bad for citizens. And when it's global, things become even worse. People need to be brought to heel, even if it's just a show of force. People who pay attention to politics and know history understand this, and that's why they are rightly and justifiably think Trump is acting like a clown. Now, I don't think normies, commoners, are thinking too much about nuclear fusion and stars, but I do think they get the sense that the system has betrayed them. They're mad.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And they feel like there were promises that were made to them and they're not being kept. Promises just in general about a standard of living and what you can expect. A lot of this, actually, we covered in our recent show, Real America, when we talked about the economy. And we heard from a lot of you and people who came on, and they talked about this real feeling of never being able to get ahead and feeling duped and feeling like there was some deal that was made with them and the system is not holding up their part of the bargain. So I think a lot of that frustration is being funneled into this Epstein story and the Epstein list, because where else is it going to go? You know, when they're feeling like they want to lash out and hold somebody accountable. Well, this is the closest they can kind of get to holding the system accountable. And there shouldn't be a two-tier justice system. It shouldn't just be like elites get to be pedos on an island with a shrine and then the rest of us. But maybe I'm cynical and I just assumed, maybe I'm just an old bag who assumed you can't change the way things are. There's an island with elites and they're pedos and they hang out together.
And they run the world. Didn't we all know this?
Yeah, we all knew this, guys.
Didn't we all assume our politicians would lie to us?
Such a cynical bitch. It's just like, God, you don't need to be cynical, Bridget. I'm not black-pilled. I'm just realistic. Where the world is run by a cabal of pedos. I thought we all knew this, guys.